Today we are back to see news in South Korea. About South Korea's parliament votes to impeach president. South Korea's lawmakers have voted to impeach President Yoon Suk-yeol over his attempt to impose martial law, following massive protests that gripped the country. A total of 204 MPs supported the motion, including some from Yoon's People Power Party, PPP. Following days of public pressure, the PPP had decided to let its lawmakers vote. After they stymied a previous effort to impeach Yoon last week by boycotting the vote. The joy was palpable as thousands of anti-Yoon protesters celebrated outside the National Assembly. With people singing along as fireworks broke out overhead. The South Korean president's martial law gamble backfired. What was he thinking? Are we about to repeat history? Martial law's traumatic legacy in South Korea. To the people, we hope your end of year will be a little happier now. And all your cancelled year-end celebrations to be restored, said National Assembly Speaker Woo Won-shik, as he announced the result. The future of the Republic of Korea and our hope is in the hands of the people. Our hope is strong, said Woo, a member of the main opposition Democratic Party. There has been strong public support for Yoon's impeachment. Recent polls found 3/4 of South Koreans wanted to see him go. The Constitutional Court now has 180 days to rule on whether Yoon should be impeached or restored. If it rules to impeach, an election for the next president must be called within 60 days. Yoon will be suspended while Prime Minister Han Duck-soo will take over as acting president. However, Han, as well as Finance Minister Choi Sang-mok, who is next in line, is involved in an ongoing police probe over last week's events. In a statement following the vote, Yoon said he is temporarily stopping my journey, but that he will never give up. I will take your criticism, praise, and support to the heart and do my best for the country until the end, he said. Outside the National Assembly, where tens of thousands of protesters gathered throughout the day despite the bitter cold, many remained determined to see Yoon leave. I'm so happy that the bill passed. At the same time, the fight is not over, physical therapist Sim Hee-seon told the BBC as she wiped her tears. We'll have to wait for the court's judgment for his impeachment to be finalized. We will keep watching. 2 women decked out in Rudolph costumes held signs that read, "It will be a Merry Christmas only if Yoon Suk-yeol disappears." Across town at a pro-Yoon rally in Gwanghwamun Square, it was a different story. His supporters fell silent after hearing the news of the vote. Some people uttered angry insults before leaving the scene. The success of the vote had depended on the support from the PPP. As the opposition lawmakers who tabled the motion needed just 8 more to join them. Last Saturday, when the opposition first tried to impeach Yoon, they fell short by just a few votes as the PPP staged a walkout. On Saturday, the party held a marathon meeting that began at 10 a.m. and lasted till just minutes before the voting session began. As PPP lawmakers struggled to reach a consensus on the party's stance. In the end, the party agreed to take part and allowed their lawmakers to vote according to their conscience. It appeared that at least 12 of them crossed the floor. Another 85 voted against impeachment. South Korea has faced nearly 2 weeks of chaos and uncertainty since Yoon's short-lived martial law attempt late last Tuesday. Yoon had cited threats from anti-state forces and North Korea. But it soon became clear that his move had been spurred by his own domestic political troubles, not by external threats. Hours later he reversed the order after 190 MPs voted it down, with many of them climbing fences and breaking barricades to get into the voting chamber. He later apologized. Then on Thursday, he defended his actions, saying he did so to protect the country's democracy and vowed to fight on until the end. That speech galvanized people, and the president's approval rating tumbled to a record low of 11%, according to a poll by Gallup Korea. The impeachment of a president is not uncharted territory for South Korea, which last removed former President Park Geun-hye through this process in 2016. Ironically, Yoon, then a prosecutor, had led the probe against Park, which ultimately resulted in her impeachment.